Color-Drenching is taking the interior world by storm, and it's making a stunning entrance into vintage farmhouse design. Instead of relying on plain white walls, this trend celebrates bold, cohesive hues that wash over your space from floor to ceiling. By using a single color across walls, trim, and furniture, your home gains a sense of depth, warmth, and timeless charm, perfectly blending vintage character with modern sophistication. The beauty of farmhouse design lies in its comfort, simplicity, and warmth. Color-drenching complements these values by creating an enveloping atmosphere that feels both rustic and refined. When applied to weathered textures, antique woods, and cozy textiles, the effect is captivating. It enhances architectural details like shiplap or crown molding, while giving your interiors a layered, lived-in charm that feels effortlessly put together. To make color-drenching work within your farmhouse aesthetic, it's essential to pick the right palette. Soft, muted tones, like dusty sage, faded denim, creamy taupe, or antique rose, evoke a sense of history and nostalgia. These colors blend beautifully with aged finishes and distressed furniture. The key is to select hues that feel naturally aged, as if they'd been part of your farmhouse forever. Warm neutrals form the backbone of any farmhouse interior, and they shine when used in a drenched format. Think warm greige, oatmeal, or clay, colors that ground your space and make your decor pieces pop. When these tones envelop walls, ceilings, and woodwork, they create an organic backdrop that complements raw wood beams, jute rugs, and woven baskets for a cozy, sun-drenched vibe. If you crave a bolder statement, lean into deep, moody hues like forest green, navy, or charcoal. These tones bring depth and character, especially in rooms with ample natural light. When paired with vintage brass fixtures or farmhouse-style lighting, these rich colors transform the space into something elegant and dramatic, yet still rooted in rustic simplicity. Pastels aren't just for cottagecore enthusiasts, they fit beautifully within farmhouse color drenching too. Picture a soft duck egg blue kitchen or a pale blush bedroom. These hues evoke nostalgia and romance while maintaining the farmhouse's trademark simplicity. The trick is to keep finishes matte or chalky to retain that time-worn authenticity that defines vintage interiors. The farmhouse kitchen is the heart of the home, and color drenching it can make a big impact. Try coating cabinetry, walls, and even the backsplash in one unified tone, such as creamy olive or weathered blue-gray. Add antique brass hardware and open wood shelving to complete the look. The result is a cohesive, heritage-inspired space that feels warm and full of charm. In a vintage farmhouse living room, color drenching creates an intimate and inviting feel. When walls, trim, and even window frames share the same hue, your rustic furniture and cozy textiles become the stars. Combine this with vintage art, patterned throws, and aged leather accents to create a room that feels timeless, layered, and full of character. For the bedroom, choose calming hues like muted sage, lavender gray, or soft terracotta to envelop the space in peace. When applied consistently across the walls, headboard, and side tables, these tones create a soothing cocoon-like atmosphere. Pair them with linen bedding, vintage mirrors, and farmhouse lamps for a restful, storybook-worthy retreat. Even small spaces can benefit from color drenching. In a farmhouse bathroom, try a rich color like olive green or slate blue on every surface, even the ceiling. Add beadboard paneling and antique fixtures for texture. The monochromatic approach amplifies coziness while giving the illusion of depth, making the space feel both charming and luxurious. When using a single color throughout a room, texture becomes your best friend. Mix matte walls with distressed wood furniture, woven textiles, or aged metals. In vintage farmhouse decor, this interplay of finishes prevents your drenched color scheme from feeling flat, ensuring every corner has warmth, personality, and visual intrigue. Farmhouse homes often have stunning architectural details, like shiplap, beams, and wainscoting. Color drenching allows these elements to stand out subtly without overwhelming the eye. When coated in the same color as the walls, these textures reveal themselves through light and shadow, creating depth and sophistication in an understated way. Color drenching doesn't mean you have to go fully traditional. It actually blends beautifully with modern farmhouse style. Try combining sleek, minimal furniture with vintage accents like reclaimed wood tables or weathered picture frames. The unified color foundation ties everything together, allowing old and new pieces to coexist harmoniously. For a true color-drenched effect, don't forget the ceiling and floors. Painting your ceiling the same tone as your walls enhances intimacy and visual flow. In farmhouse settings, a painted wood floor in the same hue, or a slightly lighter shade, creates a cohesive, calming feel. It's an easy yet transformative way to make your space feel finished and intentional. Selecting complementary finishes is essential for achieving balance in drenched interiors. Pair muted paint tones with natural materials like reclaimed oak, rattan, and linen. Aged metal hardware, antique mirrors, and stone accents enhance authenticity while maintaining a rustic yet elegant mood. The secret is cohesion. Every element should whisper the same color story. Lighting dramatically influences how drenched colors appear. In farmhouse interiors, soft ambient light, whether from lantern pendants or vintage sconces, brings out the richness of your chosen hue. During the day, natural sunlight highlights subtle undertones, while in the evening, warm bulbs create an inviting glow that enhances the home's nostalgic charm. When everything shares a similar color, layering becomes key to keeping things visually interesting. Add variety through patterns, gingham, floral, or ticking stripes, in the same color family. Mix glossy ceramics, rough wood, and woven fabrics. This layering approach lets your farmhouse space feel dynamic while staying cohesive and visually soothing. You can also reverse the trend by using a drenched background to highlight statement furniture. A creamy wall color will make a distressed teal cabinet pop, while a moody green room can make whitewashed shelves shine. This balance between harmony and contrast keeps your farmhouse interior visually grounded and full of personality. If you're hesitant to go all in, begin with smaller spaces like an entryway or pantry. Experiment with muted vintage hues to see how the look feels in your home. Once you fall in love with the effect, which most do, you can expand it to larger rooms. Start small, stay consistent, and let your color confidence grow over time. Color drenching invites a new level of creativity into vintage farmhouse decor. It proves that bold doesn't mean modern or flashy. It can still be soft, nostalgic, and deeply comforting. By embracing cohesive color stories, you'll transform your home into a sanctuary that feels warm, layered, and undeniably personal. It's the perfect marriage of vintage soul and modern artistry, making your farmhouse truly unforgettable.